Hello, and welcome to The Most Significant Bit, a podcast that explores the connections between engineering, technology, humanities, and the arts. I am John Ross Valdez, and today we're discussing the development of bird-safe glass. Let's jump in. In this episode, I will discuss an example of a manufacturing process of bird-safe glass that was inspired by a biological process that was found in nature or otherwise known as biomimicry. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, bird strikes contributed to an estimated 300 million to 1 billion bird fatalities a year. The reason being is because birds cannot perceive windows as barriers because of the reflection of trees in the sky. Most of those bird deaths occur with buildings that are 4 stories tall or shorter. In the late 1990s, a attorney who worked for the Arnold Glass Corporation named Dr. Alfred Meyerherber had an interest in birds and science, who read an article in a magazine about a species of orb weaver spiders. What made these orb weaver spiders so special was that they decorated their webs with UV reflective threads called stabilimenta. It was thought at this time that it was a way to prevent the birds from flying through their webs. The reason being is bird possesses the ability to detect the stabilimentum from near as well as far away. Birds contain 4 types of photoreceptors in their eyes, so they can detect ultraviolet, blue, green, and red wavelengths of light. Dr. Meyerherber mentioned the article he read to the CEO of Arnold Glass, Hans Joachim Arnold. And as a glass manufacturer, he felt a sense of responsibility for having profited by contributing to the problem, and he desired to be part of the solution. So Dr. Meyerherber encouraged him to research how this biological phenomenon might be applied to glass to prevent birds from striking windows and killing or injuring themselves. So the Arnold Glass Corporation developed a pattern UV reflective glass coating that would balance the visibility to birds and transparency to humans by taking advantage of the inability of humans' eyes to see UV light. Humans can perceive light with wavelengths ranging from about 400 nanometers to about 700 nanometers, while birds are capable of sensing ultraviolet light. Birds can detect ultraviolet light due to the photoreceptors mentioned earlier. The Arnold Glass Corporation used this UV coating and placed several patterns onto glass planes. Then they marketed this type of glass as the Ornolux glass line. So to prove that this worked, independent pre-marketing testing was done by the German Ornithology Institute, demonstrated that the Ornolux glass is highly effective at protecting against bird strikes. To test the glass, a variety of bird species were released inside a 30-foot flight tunnel with 2 glass planes at the far end, one being a control plane with standard glass and the other being a plane of Ornolux glass. In total, there were 1,384 test flights from 2003 to 2010. During the test, the birds tried to fly out through one of the perceived openings. A net protected them from actually striking the glass, and researchers marked each bird-chosen flight path. The pattern UV reflective glass significantly reduced bird strikes compared to the standard double glazing. And also further evidence to substantiate that this Ornolax glass line actually worked through some field studies. So the first project in the United States of America to use the Ornolax glass line was the Center for Global Conservation at the Bronx Zoo, which was completed in 2008. The Ornolux glass was used only in the corner conference room, which presented the highest risk to birds. An ongoing monitoring program has noted a dramatic difference in bird strike frequencies between the portions of the building with and without the bird-safe glass. And then at this time, the Munich Hellbrunn Zoo used the Ornolux glass line as well in the design of their polar bear enclosure and pelican house. Zoo officials were pleased to find a solution that did not block the visitors' views of the animals, and noted several months after it was installed that no birds had collided with the glass. So where is this bird-safe glass product used? So in the 2 field studies, I mentioned that they were used at 2 different zoos. The Arnold Glass Corporation decided to market to universities and government institutions as they felt there were good opportunities to grow their market for the Ornolux brand. University buildings are usually large, multi-story buildings with a lot of windows, A local example is the newly built Dudley and Lambertus Hall at the West Lafayette campus. That is a 5-story tall building with a lot of windows. I'm not sure if they're using some bird safe glass, but this bird safe glass is not everywhere in the world market. It is more expensive to produce, but it also allows an opportunity to build a green initiative conscious brand for companies. Today we covered an example of a manufacturing process such as the production of bird-safe glass that was inspired by a biological process that was found in nature. Who invented the glass, where did the inspiration come from, and the results of implementing that glass and where that glass was implemented. Every day we as human beings are tasked to overcome problems that plague us. However, nature already most likely has come up with the solution. All we have to do is pay attention. Thanks for listening.